Kyra, we're starting a review with Chapter 3. First and second declensions, the declension of agathos, the definitive article. Agathos osu oon, oion oisus. Oh, okay. And you stick that on to the stem, agath. Agathos, agathu, agatho, agathon, agathat. Right? Boom. Okay. Adjective. Adjectives describe nouns. So, ho anthropos agathos means the good man. Okay? He mater agathe means the good mother. Ton agathon telos means the good end. Whoa, what happened there? Well, telos is nominative singular neuter. And auton is nominative singular neuter. What's different? What's up? Well, they have the same case number and gender, but they end in different letters. Okay? Because it's the case number and gender that matters for the adjective describing a noun, not the actual ending itself. So it's something abstract behind the syllable word. All right, the article, ha, tu, toton, hoiton, taistus, he, or the, makes it masculine, he, the, feminine, and ta, the, it, neuter. Whoa. So they have lots and lots of articles. If you're a Latinist, you'll know that Latin does not have articles. You have to sort of supply them or fill them in. The Greeks were like that. They're very detail-oriented, really love distinctions. Some of this stuff, like ha anthropos, ha agathos on page 7, that's gold, okay? The man, the good man, the good man. Anthropos, ha agathos, yeah. That's the kind of thing you memorize, right? That way you have a peg to hang something on. Oh gosh, more sentences at the bottom of 7. Ha anthropos agathos, the man is good. And hey, this is an independent study. If you work better by writing things down, writing important stuff down, do that, right? So hey, this is important, write it down, okay? That's fine too. Many ways to skin a cat, and you're in the driver's seat here, right? This is an independent study. So I'm not in the classroom where I would literally make you do, what I would, dozens upon dozens of drills and diagram sentences, right? We're not going to do that. You have to teach yourself to a large extent. You have to become an autodidact in this independent study. The cool thing is if you do this and you like it, you like this kind of thing, you can get independent studies in college and eventually become a scholar if you wanted to, right? Ancient Greek is good practice for that. That's why it's still respected for college admissions. And if you need a recommendation, you keep on studying Greek, gosh, I'll pull out the stops for you, man. All right, page 8. Athanatos hesuke. Oh, the soul is deathless. Kalapa takala. Good things are difficult. Oh, hard teaching. Right, anthropos, anthropo, and so on page 9. Look out those review exercises. This is always a good move, the review exercises, right? If you're having trouble, try the review exercises. And what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to get you, when we finish with Chase and Phillips, or we're finished with a big section of it, and we start reading some text, I'll get you an answer key to help you piece this together. This is extremely difficult, so you need to really focus on it, okay? You have to become a scholar in the old sense. That means you have to carefully look for the correct meaning, right? You have to find out all the rules, right, of how the articles and the nouns and the verbs and the conjunctions and so on work together, what their endings are, what the words themselves mean, and finally, you have to supply a meaning. What do all these words with all these different endings mean, right? Syntax diagramming is a great way to do this. There are also quite a few resources online, okay? Don't be afraid to use them. This is an independent study. Okay. Page 11, first declension nouns. Thea, theas, thea, theon, thea, thea, theon, theas, theas, thea. Very good. Kalon hesukia. Oh, the soul is beautiful. Well, that's nice. So what's happening there? Kalon hesukia. Estin, which we just learned about in chapter 12, is not present. They would have to supply it. So too did the Latins. I think many other languages have this, where you can just sort of drop out the verb to be. All right, please turn to page 14. Oh boy, this is the important stuff, okay? If you don't get this, you're not going to get Greek, okay? And this, I like this too, because this is more like wheelocks and less like Ecce Romani, okay? This takes you by the hand, holds you, and guides you down the right path, all right? Paideo, I educate. Oh gosh, yeah, that's the paradigm, man. You learn that, and that pattern fits all present active verbs. All right, and you may be learning this in English for the first time too. That's okay. I educate, first person singular, present active indicative. Paidoes, you educate, second person singular, present active indicative. Paidoe, third person singular, present active indicative. He, she, or it educates. Paidoamen, we educate, first person plural, present active indicative. Paidoeta, you educate, second person plural, present active indicative. Paidousin, they educate, third person plural, present active indicative. Yeah, you need to be able to do that. Thankfully, there's a huge cheat, which I will allow you to use, man. Go to Perseus Project, all right? Perseus Project, they have a lot of the texts we work on. They have dictionaries. They have all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, so when we start reading Greek text, you'll be able to use the Perseus Project where you click on the word, the Greek word, and hyperlinked. You have all the possible grammatical choices and which one the people voting think is the most likely. I don't know if anyone will ever train AI enough to read ancient Greek. So this may be, reserved for us humans. All right, Paido, I shall educate. Paido says, you will educate. Paido say, she will educate. Paido saman, we shall educate. Paido seta, you will educate. And Paido susin, they will educate. Now, I don't want to be too, brutal or teaching to the test or something, but the way to really pick out a sentence in an ancient language, especially ancient Greek and Latin, which are often periodic sentences, by the way, where they leave the verb to the end, is to find the main verb. Find the finite, definite verb, okay? Find that verb, and it's going to tell you a good deal about, because then you can find who's doing the action, right? Oh, nominative case. Who's receiving the action? Accusative case. To whom are they receiving, or for whom is the action being received? Oh, dative case, you see? Who's what is doing what to whom? Whoa, genitive, right? So you need to find that main verb, okay? You find that main verb and the rest falls into place. Notice too in sentence diagramming how beautifully the main verb has central place, right? Pride of place. Yeah, there's a reason for that, okay? The main verb is the key to the sentence. Remember, this is difficult. So far, this is like Mandarin Chinese, right? With the real characters, not the simplified version. Or a Hebrew or something. AI can't do it yet. Okay, maybe they're coming for it, but for now, this is something the human mind unravels. All right? Google Translate used to stink. I hope it hasn't gotten too good, because then Latin teachers everywhere will be in dismay. All right, next, third or consonant declension, clauses of result. Actual result, osta plus the indicative. Natural result, osta and the infinitive. Osta and the infinitive. Whoa. Okay, cool. Now, a neat thing here we want to pay attention to these paradigmatic sentences they give you. Okay, like on page 19, A and B. So they give you the sentence and the translation. That's the kind of thing to memorize, or at least, hey, write it down. Okay? It's also a time to learn English grammar, and by learning English grammar, to prepare yourself for philosophy as well. Because there's a distinction between actual results, something that actually happened, and natural result, which denotes intention, tendency, or capacity. It's actually a complicated thought, and it's not one we think about so much. He was so brave as not to flee. He did not come so that the Greeks were worried. Yeah, and you might only read this stuff in old books or in academic sources. Hey, sophrosyne cosmos estin gerusi kai naiaineis. Wisdom is an ornament, both for the old and for the young. Right? Okay, 7. Irregular and neuter nouns with third declension, expressions of time, date of possession. Basileus, basileos, basilea, basilea, basileo. Okay. Yeah, memorize that one. Memorize basileos, polis, and ganos, and you're probably good. If you had to throw in another one, throw in pater, because mater is just like pater. Again, notice if you're a Latinist, and I hope you are. Pi, alpha, tau, eta, rho, pater in Greek. Latin, P-A-T-E-R, pater. Whoa, the same word. They're just written in different characters. That's a good sign for the connection. Now, there's an interesting scholar named Maimonides. If you want to look him up on the internet, he basically thinks that Latin is a dialect of ancient Greek. Of course, he's a Greek, so he may think that. All right. Next, the imperfect first and second aorist, indicative and infinitive. Yeah, boy. Okay, so you have a prefix, epsilon, stuck on the front. And then you have conjugated endings at the back, on, sm, and on. So you stick them both. So it's like a sandwich, okay? You have the verb in the middle, the paido, right, the paidao. And then you stick the prefix on one side and the on, the conjugated ending, on the other. So you get a paidoon, I was educating. Paidoan, a paidoes, a paidoe, paidoamen, a paidoet, a paidousi. Was I close? No. Oh, a paidoon. Oh, gosh, it replicates. What? Yes. Okay, so this is one of those places where AI just freaks out and can't deal. Because that should be something like a paidousin or something. But it's not. Instead, the first person singular, I was educating, a paidoon, is the exact same in form as a paidoon they were educating. Ooh. The other thing, notice on page 25, the guys here, the authors, treat you like an adult, man. They treat you as an intelligent person. Because it says, I was educating, etc. So they didn't write everything out. So you have to use what was given to you on page 14 and page 15, right? And you have to apply that. So a paidoan, I was educating. A paidoes, you were educating. A paidoen, he, she, it was educating. Paidoamen, we were educating. A paidoeta, you all were educating. A paidoan, they were educating. All right, do your best. Please finish the diagramming and those first few sentences of chapter 12. That's about it for this marking period. I'm hoping, we might actually have a few more weeks in the marking period. I'm not sure what the marking period is, but this is a good stopping point for the grading. We're going to try mowing through some of the other chapters. This is something I want you to think about. Okay, do your best and try, but I'm going to be generous here. This isn't really, and this is the problem, okay? You have to invest a lot of time to understand ancient Greek. You're going to have to read and study this first. Then you're not really going to understand it, okay? That's why I'm so generous with the grading right now. You're not going to understand everything we're doing now until we start reading the ancient Greek text, right? Then you'll be using it all. You'll be seeing it in the wild, right? You'll be seeing it in context. It will matter. You'll be turning back to Chase and Phillips to look things up. Okay? So this is, in a sense, a preparation for your study of ancient Greek, which is learning about the grammar. But fear not. We'll get there. All right? Stay the course. Kyra.